Hey guys, Core Ross and welcome to the 6 News Roundup. So we'll run up all Rainbow Six News over the last week or so. So we'll start with the test server buffs for the ACS-12 shotgun. This gets more powerful almost daily on the test server. As to begin with, in the Steel Wave test server they gave it slugs, so that's already quite a boost overall. Now you could argue maybe that would be a nerf or a buff depending on how you actually use the gun, but then they went and gave it a damage increase, a pretty significant one. And then they went and gave it a rate of fire increase in the most recent update. So it's now not just potentially viable, I think it really is viable as an alternate to the weapons of Alibi and Maestro when it comes to their primaries, which is saying something for a slug firing shotgun. And certainly, even though this thing doesn't have an ACOG or anything like that, it does have 30 rounds in the magazine. So you can do a lot of damage to enemy players with this thing if you're pretty accurate, which you can be with this gun. So yeah, this thing's getting scary. Now let's move on to some more balance and changes. So did you know that another operator, Rainbow Six Siege, now has an ACOG? So a new operator has an ACOG, although it's probably not who you expect it to be. So after many years of investigating, Jaeger has tracked down the thief that stole his ACOG. However, he did not expect it to be a dear friend, and it's Recruit. Recruit has an ACOG on his gun now on attack. So, yeah, it's on the DMR, but still, that's a pretty good combo. Let me know what you think of this development. And then in other news, we have an update to the top issues and community concerns, with some action actually being taken. So the action that's taken so far is lobby freezing. This is where you deliberately slow down the loading of the game in order to hopefully get the other team to leave if they get bored after an hour or so. It's a terrible tactic. It's not being used too much, but I think as they kind of hit other cheating ways of boosting and stuff like that in the game, they are seeing this come up more often. So they've been putting an auto detection on that kicks people on PC, which they're planning to also roll out onto console. Apparently it's working quite well at the moment, and yeah, so far apparently that is going well. And then DDoSing has returned on consoles, or specifically DOS attacks. So DDoS is distributed denial of service attacks, and a DOS is a denial of service attack, which means it just comes from one computer, whereas the distributed one comes from like thousands of computers. So this is coming from a single computer somewhere. It can be the stupider way of doing it, because if you do it from your own personal computer or something like that, then of course it's much easier to track. Now the way they banned the DDoS attackers before, and seemed to be quite successful at it, they came up with quite a complex algorithm as far as I know. So this probably means another algorithm needs to get created for this that will target these guys. But they are looking to take these people and ban them if they find them doing these attacks against the servers. But of course it sucks that this attack method has returned and is plaguing some of the console games. And then for PC hackers and cheaters, they're doing a few different things here. They're going to bring in offline bans, which will mean that normally they would wait for players to come online before banning them. They're just going to ban them while they're offline now. I don't really know if that's going to have a huge effect on anything, but that's what they're changing. They're also increasing the clearance level to get into ranked from 30 to 50 in the new season. They're also going to increase the championship requirements. We heard about all this during the reveal. So they're going to have to play 100 ranked matches to get into champion, which means Smurf accounts will have a hard time getting champion, and also that means that cheaters, of course, will have a really hard time getting into champion too. And then, of course, they've also implemented a level cap limit on like terrorist hunt and stuff like that, to stop people from using that to farm their way up to level 50 to also get into ranked. So it just slows it all down. It's going to hit the cheaters big time, but it will also impact the Smurf accounts, which maybe it's not the worst thing if there's less Smurf accounts out there. But anyway, let's switch over to some other news. So of course we've got the Zofia Elite. It is now out. I had a feeling we'd see it before the beginning of the next season. This does seem to be a trend now, where it used to be that we'd get one at the start of the season, then one for mid-season, but now we're getting one at the end of the season, and then we get one at the beginning of the season, which means they're pretty tightly packed together, which I do kind of think sucks. I'm guessing the reason for that is that they don't want them overlapping with paid packs and also maybe battle pass as well. So maybe that's why it's been so oddly positioned when it comes to these elite releases. But certainly I like the Zofia one. It looks good. I've already got really good cosmetics for Zofia, so I don't think they'll be switching them out. But I gotta say, I was definitely tempted. Now, FanFit Gaming has also launched a brand new LED light for Sophia to go along with the Elites released, and it looks pretty damn cool. So you want to pick that up. There's a link in the description below if you want something that's actually physical instead of just cosmetics. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you next time.